Look at this fire axe in my hand. Du Yongsheng didn't dare to make a move? He shouted, "There are only 5 of you over there, and 4 of them are women. We've got 10 people on our side. Plus, there are over 20 more waiting for me in the main building. You'd better hand over the goods, Guai Guai. Avoid unnecessary conflict." I chuckled. Looking down on women, huh? I'll give you a chance. If anyone can beat my little sister, all this stuff is yours for the taking. Du Yongsheng agreed immediately. It's a deal, Tai To, he called out. A tall, bulky guy with bulging muscles stepped forward. Xie Zhaoxiao's waist was thinner than his arm. Xie Zhaoxiao silently walked up, staring at the muscle-bound man with a blank expression. Tai To looked down at her, a lecherous smile spreading across his face. "Little sister, you're quite pretty. Call me big brother and I'll listen to you. I'll go easy on you." Burst into laughter. They completely dismissed the idea of Zhao Xiao being a match for Tai To. Suddenly, Xie Zhaoxiao's eyes turned red. She lashed out with a claw. Tai To was still completely nonchalant. He casually raised his massive hand to swat her away, but just as his big hand was about to land on Xie Zhaoxiao's head, he stopped. Those behind Tai To didn't see what happened. One of them impatiently urged, "Can you stop being gentle? I'm freezing to death here." But those who could see were already pissing themselves in fear. A hand had appeared on Tai To's back, fingers clenched into a fist. Dark red thing was still pulsing slightly as Xie Zhaoxiao pulled her hand back. Tai To's 2-meter-tall body crashed to the ground. "And monster," one of them stammered, completely terrified. The rest turned and ran for their lives. Du Yongsheng, who had seemed so powerful just moments before, was now completely alone. He didn't want to stay, but his legs were so weak with fear. He couldn't move. Damn it, he cursed repeatedly. He crawled on the ground and got up, trying to leave this place as fast as he could. But suddenly, a foot landed on his back. Du Yongsheng froze, turning around. He saw me standing in front of him, axe in hand. "Bro, have mercy. If you don't kill me, when my people come to rescue me, I'll take you with us." Hearing his words, I was unmoved. Du Yongsheng tried to beg for mercy further, even resorting to an old cliché, "You can't kill me. Do you know who my father is?" However, his voice was cut short, replaced by a scream of agony. I had just brought the axe down on his leg. "Why would I kill you? You owe me 2 lives. Letting you die so easily, I won't allow it." I smiled as I spoke. But in Du Yongsheng's eyes, I looked like a demon. Terrifying. What 2 lives? How is that my problem? Du Yongsheng didn't understand what I was saying. "Don't worry, you'll understand soon enough," I said, and then looked around in the snow. Then, I dragged out a zombie corpse. What are you going to do?" I smirked at him. "Do you know what it feels like to become a zombie? First, you'll feel like your body is out of control. Your limbs become incredibly stiff. Your brain will start hallucinating. You'll have auditory hallucinations. And then you'll feel an overwhelming hunger. Even if it's a mouse that's been dead for 2.5 years, you'd swallow it without a second thought." My description was so vivid, as if I'd experienced it myself. Du Yongsheng felt chills running down his spine. His hair was standing on end. "Do you know why I'm so familiar with this?" I moved close to Du Yongsheng's ear, lowering my voice. "It's all thanks to you, then." I chopped off the zombie's hand. Dark red blood oozed from the severed stump. "Good, it hasn't frozen over. Looks like you've got some luck," I said and raised the severed limb, forcefully pressing it onto Du Yongsheng's wound. As the 2 distinct types of blood began to mix, the zombie virus began to flood into Du Yongsheng's body. Du Yongsheng was still struggling desperately. He frantically clawed at the ground, trying to escape, but I was calmly following behind him. 2.5 minutes later, Du Yongsheng's consciousness began to fade. His movements slowed down. This made me a little disappointed. The moment before turning into a zombie was supposed to be very painful and agonizing. I thought he could hold on longer. I didn't expect such a letdown. Du Yongsheng's pupils were now completely red. He let out a roar, turning and lunging towards my legs. I easily dodged his attack and shouted, "Give me back my life." Then I brought the fire axe down hard on Du Yongsheng's head. I kept hacking at him until he was unrecognizable. Only then did I stop. I was completely out of breath. That's the second life. We're even now, Ning Yao. Looking at the gruesome scene, asked worriedly, "Boss, are you okay?" "I'm fine." "Not a problem at all," seeing how clear-headed I was. Ning Yao breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed there was some kind of deep-seated grudge between the boss and Du Yongsheng. That was the only reason for such actions. Although she had just seen a student die so brutally in front of her, she didn't feel any fear. After all, her life had been saved by me. Ning Yao's favorability increased. Hearing the system notification, I was momentarily surprised, but I quickly regained my composure. I then instructed Ning Yao and the others to continue moving supplies while I went to clean up any stragglers. Inside the main building, every window was packed with people, anxiously peering into the distance. Suddenly one of them yelled, "They're back! They're coming back! We're saved!" But a few cooler heads noticed something was wrong. Wait, where are two of them, and why are they so flustered? It's like something's chasing them. His words threw a bucket of cold water on the crowd's high spirits. They instinctively looked at Su Yulan. Su Yulan thought for a moment and said, Let's go downstairs and meet them. Find out what happened." Soon, a group of 20 or so came down to the first floor, but they ran straight into the few men who were scrambling in through the windows. Su Yulan glanced around, her brow furrowed. She realized that Du Yongsheng was nowhere to be seen. "Where's Du? Why isn't he back with you?" The men exchanged confused looks. No one dared to tell the truth after a long silence. The nerdy guy said nervously, he was left behind by that outsider." Hearing that, Su Yulan instantly pictured my face. She was even more confused now. What on earth happened? Were you guys going to meet the rescue team? After hearing a disjointed account from the group, Su Yulan pieced together the full story, but she still couldn't believe it. I had not only raised a monster, but I also used it to attack people. Besides, I had risked my life to save Ning Yao just before. Thinking of this, she concluded that I wasn't a bad person. So she told the others, no matter what, Du is with him now. I'll go out there. I'll get him to let Du go. But at that moment, a loud, cheerful melody suddenly began to play. Someone immediately realized the danger. "Oh no, it's the broadcast music. It'll draw the zombies." Some people considered breaking the speakers, but with 4 or 5 floors, each with a speaker, there wasn't enough time. Su Yulan shouted, "Someone come with me. Let's go to the broadcasting room. Turn off the music." But the hallway had already become chaotic. The sounds of banging and shouting mixed together in a mess. Combined with the constant broadcast music, Su Yulan's voice was completely drowned out. She had no choice but to go to the broadcasting room on the 5th floor alone. But when she reached the 3rd floor, the stairs leading up were completely blocked. She had no choice but to carefully climb over them. In her haste, Su Yulan lost her footing. A sharp object cut across her lower leg, drawing blood, but she didn't have time to bandage it. Ignoring the pain, she reached the 4th floor. Although there were many zombies on the 4th floor, they were all drawn to the loudspeakers by the music. Su Yulan crouched low, not daring to make a sound. She quickly reached the 5th floor, but as soon as she opened the broadcasting room door, she saw me casually sitting on a chair, with a drink in my hand. Su Yulan didn't have time to be curious. She immediately shouted, "Turn off the broadcast. You'll draw all the zombies here." Hearing that, I chuckled. That's exactly what I want. Su Yulan's eyes widened in disbelief. "Why would you do this? Do you know you'll kill everyone?" I didn't rush to answer her. Instead, I slowly walked to the window. "They all deserve this.